9 o'clock downtown. Barbara's going 19 degrees this morning. I'm saying 20 degrees, but we both seem to think, 15 degrees is a little light as far as the weatherman goes, and it's going to get a little hotter than 20 degrees. We both seem to feel this. So I tell you what, this is a good time to say good morning, bipolar man.
Morning. galaxy107, how are you today?
Look, I'm absolutely elated to catch up with you again, my friend. It's been a little while.
Good, sir. I'll be happy and living.
Yeah, it's sort of, you're kind of breaking up a little bit. Maybe I should try. Just, yeah, I'm getting every second word.
I'll talk a little. Oh.
There you go. Sign language works, literally. But at the same time, I am going to say to you, now, I walked in and apparently you were saying to Barbara that you were going to have the second album available before the end of the year. Hello, there he is. So tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, so we released Volume 1 in May. And we're putting together Volume 2, which will be the second half of our double debut album. And then that'll come out late November or December. And as soon as that happens, we're going to print a vinyl album. So it's going to be a double vinyl album, but a Volume 1 and Volume 2. So we'll sell that as like a debut double album is what it'll be. So that'll be kind of fun.
Well, I hope you remember me down here down under, because I am a big fan of vinyl all told, and having a bipolar copy, that absolutely fantastic, of course, of Special Agent Sunsine. Now, having said that, I don't know whether you know my sense of humour, but I do have friends that has the same kind of sense of humour as I do, and I went over to a friend of mine's yesterday to go and catch up with him, throw a few darts, play a bit of pool, have a few brewskis, and his business partner walked in. Now, this guy, believe me, he looked at me and he goes, "Grant, you know how I take an instant dislike to people?" I went, "Yeah, I know exactly how that goes. You took an instant dislike to me straight away." And of course, my friend says, "Yeah, but Bill, you take an instant dislike to everybody." He says, "Well, with an exception of his wife." And I says, "Yeah, but Bill, your wife's got to actually like you to let you take an instant dislike to her, right?"
Yeah.
So that's the sort of relationship we have. And he says, "Grant, being a fisherman, I have trucks that come along to the wharf and take away all the goods to places like Sea Lords and all that sort of stuff where they process the fish, right?" And I went, "Yeah." He says, "Well, one truckie has been literally on my nerves for a couple of years now, so I finally got back at him." And I went, "How'd you do that?" He says, "Well, he came to me the other day and he says, Bill, my truck is making the weirdest noises." And Bill says, "Oh, explain this one to me." He goes, "Well, I'm driving down the road and there's all this music coming out. It's, unlegible music, but it's music." He says, "I haven't got the stereo going. I haven't got anything going. Turned everything off, got out of the truck." He says, "For 2 months, I've been trying to figure out where this music's coming from with my truck, especially if I'm taking right-hand corners. It just goes weird." Bill's sitting there very seriously faced going, "Really, that sounds rather unusual. Does your truck normally do it?" He goes, "No, it's only over the last couple of months." And I looked at Bill and I said, "So what did you do?" He says, "Well, I kind of tied some, those little tie strips you get."
Yeah.
I went, "Yeah." He says, "I tied a harmonica to his chassis." He said,
On purpose, or you forgot he put it there?
Yeah. He says, "I've been living rent-free in this man's mind for a couple of months now." I thought, fantastic, I love it. I'm going to try that one day when somebody really upsets me. I'll see what I can do with a harmonica in their vehicle. Could be fun. It could be. Anything new happening your way at the moment?
Well, we're putting a live band together, and that's going really well. We got tour booked for next 2024, next spring. That's great. We have the working. Basically, right now we're mainly focused on the album. and trying to, we got about 25 songs written already, 25, 30 songs already written for it. And we're just basically going song by song by song and just trying to fine tune it and rework the lyrics, ensure everything is as best as it possibly can be, and then, get either the musicians we have for the live band to play on it, or we'll hire some the perfect studio musicians to play on each of the songs. It's just basically, that's our only focus right now, is just trying to really nail down and make sure this one is better than the last.
I am so looking forward to it. I really am. Now, I've got to let you know, baseline right now, going through the roof. Of course, you know what production like, those guys in production. Now, I call one of them Gonzo and the other guy Toblerone. No, I do. Seriously. One's got a Gonzo on his desk. The other one seems to like chocolate, right? And I was having him on the radio the other day saying, Toblerone, bit porky. So later on in the morning, he comes up to me and goes, Grant, my wife calls me cuddly and I call me calorically challenged. I said, yeah, that's a fancy way of saying you're fat, right?
Yeah.
So he hasn't talked to me for a couple of days, I've got to be honest with you. It's been pleasant. Let's put it that way.
Puffy.
Yeah, puffy. Yeah, I don't. The look on his face was amazing. It really was. No, believe me, we'll not call him Puffy. We won't. It sounds like a schmores. You know what schmores are, don't you?
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, but, well, kind of Puffy reminds me of cooking something over a campfire. You know what I mean?
And like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, send him to Ghostbusters and see what happens. This morning we have a lot on board this morning. Wario Torres is joining us. Alina Lay is watching. Francesca, hello Francesca, nice to have you on board. Bo Gregory's there. George Prophet is joining us, and also Johnny Young. Now Johnny's coming in. We did Johnny Young just a couple of days ago, didn't we? Nick Plews is in there. Barry Joyness is in there as well. Believe me, there's a lot of people online this morning checking this out. So I think it would be remiss of me for me to introduce Baseline. I think maybe you should introduce your own work. What do you reckon?
Wonderful. You need me to just do the whole intro or do it before the song starts?
Well, you can do the whole intro right now if you want.
Sure, that sounds great. So this is Baseline Waiting, our third single down in New Zealand from Special Agent Sunsine on Galaxy 106 FM.
107. 107.
I've been looking at it all the time. My bad. 107 FM.
Yeah.
Wrong. And I got it wrong.
There it is. That's what the breakfast show's about. We're live. We're not a podcast. So here is our Special Agent Sunshine feature artist of the morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's feature artists on Galaxy 107 FM.
On my phone is literally, it says Galaxy 107, and I kept looking at it because I knew I was going to have to do that intro, and I knew if I went on a tangent, I'd say something wrong, and I kept looking at it, and then even looking at it, I still said wrong. Anyway, my bad, I apologize.
That's okay, bro. It really is, because my glasses are dyslexic as well.
I've actually been at rock shows before where, like, the band actually did the hello, whatever, and that was the total wrong city. It almost was more enjoyable that they did that and completely screwed it up, because it's like, wow, you don't know what town you're in, but I mean, really, that was so cliche that, like, I'm really happy I got to hear somebody screw that. Yeah.
Believe me, I've actually been in concerts myself where bands have done that.
Yeah, it's like every night. I mean, it happens.
Yeah, it does. It does. Believe me. It's been funny.
Yeah.
Barry Joyness is watching, and of course, brother man, Tim Steinrach. Happy dyslexic. Tim Steinrach, he's out of the band The Mighty One.
He knows, Tim.
And of course, you know Tim. He says, happy dyslexic bipolar felon.
I mean, I am a little dyslexic, so he's not far off there.
Wow. And then he goes, hello.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, Tim. Nice to have you on board. It really, really is. Nice to see Don Pierce back in the seat. Really, really was. It was a scary time for the man. I hope his health gets a lot better. I really, really do. We here are backing him 100%. Get better, Don. Believe me. Good way to go. We don't want him carking it. We don't. He's precious to the industry. He really is. Tim says, nice to be here. Well, it's nice to be here, and of course, Bipolar Man's over there, and he's nice. You're looking confused now.
Oh, I was just looking at something on screen. We're all good.
Oh, was she pretty?
No.
You're right. Hey, are you one of these guys that thinks outside the box about possible things that could be probable but not logical but could be?
All the time. Is this going somewhere, or are you asking me to answer that?
Well, yeah, I've got my answer, but have you ever... Man knows how to measure the speed of light, right?
Right.
So how fast is darkness?
That's a good question. But I like that's I guess I never thought about that. I'm gonna look that up now. And that's a good question.
I got a couple more for you. Hold on.
More music, more Galaxy.
Wait. We'll attack that one in a minute. Of course, we're still in the middle of catching up with our very good friend Bipolar Man from Special Agent Sunsine, coming out of Canada right now. And I tell you, it's nice to have Pina Losoya joining us as well. Nice to have you on board, it really is. Now, I got to tell you, this morning in the morning news, accidental death of Rolling Stones guitarist called into question. Very first thing I thought of was, is Keith Richards dead?
Is it what, like guitarist or something like that?
Yeah,
that guy should easily have been dead in like the 70s, like easily the 70s, and he's still going, like 40 years later. That guy, you can't kill that guy.
Well, I actually met Keith Richards, literally. I did a show with the Rolling Stones here in New Zealand, and then we went over and had a holiday together, literally in Fiji.
Right.
And would you believe he was underneath a damn tree and a coconut smacked him in the head? Almost.
I heard that before.
Yeah, it almost put some sense into his brain, but never mind. That was, neither here nor there. But I was there that day it happened. Now, he used to say to people, you go, Grant, people would come up to me in the streets and they would ask for directions, and he'd go, well, and he'd put a cigarette in his mouth and he'd pull out his arm and he'd go, if you take the I-1, and I'm sitting there going, gosh, it does look like a road map as well. It really does. But no, apparently this goes way back to 1969, where the police got it wrong, called it a guy who was the former former Rolling Stone guitarist, was found dead in his pool. And they put it down to accidental death, which actually has turned out now to be quite inaccurate. It was a murder.
Yeah, I always thought that was interesting. People said accidental death in the pool, but it's not a child. You know what I mean? It's like, well, you can swim, so I mean, I guess unless you trip and hit your head on the way into the pool, that's kind of more accidental. But I mean,
yeah, exactly.
That's not done.
Rather interesting period of time, to be very honest with you. Now, we were having a little giggle off camera, literally, about some of the things that you may think of that might be or might not be physically possible and probable, and probably not anyway. But could you imagine, Adam, if your knees could bend backwards in the opposite direction?
Okay. How
interesting chairs would be.
Like with your feet?
Well, no, your knees, and as you sit down now, your knees sort of poke out. But could you imagine if they went in the opposite direction? How would we make chairs to sit on?
Oh, chairs. Okay, these are chairs. Yeah, I get that would be interesting. What is it? The giraffe that has like their legs go the opposite direction or something like that? That would be. I wouldn't. That's a good question. I don't know. You kind of sit backwards on a chair, maybe that didn't have a back on it or something. I guess stools. We have to live sit on stools for the rest of our lives.
Would you have to cut holes in it just to be able to get the parts in, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Believe me, wouldn't be much of a chair. It really wouldn't be. Okay, let's do a couple more just while we have the moment.
Yeah, of course.
Second World War, way back then, the Japanese had the kamikazes, right?
Yeah.
Now, these pilots knew that they were going to die. Of course they knew, because they were going around family members and friends getting stitches on their scarves as prayers, right?
Mm.
So why the hell did the Japanese government give them crash helmets?
Did they? Yeah, I always wondered that as well. That is kind of odd. I guess they didn't want them to hit their head and get a concussion before they were able to kill people, I guess.
Maybe landing might have been a better idea.
Why did they even have landing gear on the planes that they used for kamikaze? There's so many questions like that out there. You just have to let them go. It's have to be like that's just the way it is.
Exactly. One more for you. Tarzan.
Yeah.
Remember Tarzan?
Oh, yeah.
Why didn't he have a beard? It wasn't like he could go down to the grocers and get Gillettes, was it?
Yeah, I always thought that was odd, that he was always perfectly clean-shaven. It's like when you watch movies of people in, like, these destitute areas or, like, a Terminator movie or something where it's like, and everybody still has really beautiful hair and, like, some light makeup on and stuff. I'm like, come on. Like, come on. Like, nobody's showering in this, like, destitute, like, world-ending scenario. They're not going to be like, wow, I mean, like, we could get a bomb in any time right now, but I really got to get a shower in and get my hair washed so I look good for the end of the world. It's big questions like, I ask questions like that all day long when I watch movies, and then the people that watch them with me just have to tell me, it's only a movie, dude. It's just a movie. Like, you just got to let it go.
Ah, dear. And to answer a question, Tim Steinreich, yes, it is duct tape. My headphones are almost 20 odd years old and I love them. It's
hey,
like,
man, duct tape saves everything. I had a drum set once, a Ludwig kit that I had forever, that I held that thing together with duct tape.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, and it still worked. It still works. As long as it still works, I don't care what it looks like.
well, I had a lady the other day say to me, Grant, silence is golden. I went, yeah, duct tape silver.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of shuts things up straight away. And why is there duct tape on them? It's like a rock and a rolls stagehand thing. Well, believe me, that's exactly what it is. Literally. These were given to me many, many years ago by somebody that I hold very much in esteem, who has passed away a number of years ago. And, well, I do have other headphones available to me, brand spanking new ones if I so wish, AKGs and all sorts of stuff like that. But, you know, I'm kind of attached to these things. So, you know, it's like the old favourite shoe. Have you ever watched the movie Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man? Go and have a look. Yeah, that guy takes up his shoes, same kind of deal, okay? Really.
When I grew up playing drums, I had a pair of headphones where, like, the one side was, like, you know what I mean, like, broken like this, and it wouldn't close all the way. So even in the middle of summer, I would wear a toque, or, like, you know what I mean, a wool cap over my head just to keep the headphones on my head. No matter how much I sweat, I liked them. I didn't want to have to go get another pair. I mean, you do what you got to do when you like stuff.
We understand each other. We really, really do. Dear, oh dear. He says duct tape turns no into yeah, well it does. It does. It saves everything. It really does.
Old card.
Yep, and you can keep your prisoners quiet that way too.
Yeah, there you go. Double meaning.
They have a double. Yeah. Anyway, my friend, hang in there because we're going to catch up a little bit after this. But right now, 28 minutes away from 10 o'clock. Here is Little Dirk and J. Cole.